Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like the Dapper Dawn, giving them all just like $1,000,000, things in its cups. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Oh yeah, said listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Come on, do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You're listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey got a radio show. You know, I think I ought to explain something to y'all. You know, when I wake up in the morning and I say, dig me now, what I'm asking you to do is, it's old school, you know, man. You know, you say old people say, I dig, you know, da-da-da. Never stop saying it, I'm sorry. But dig me now is just, I want you to really feel me. I want you to understand what I'm saying, because really, this morning inspiration is all given in the spirit of sharing and love. It ain't about to expose me in any way. That's not the purpose of it. But I found that in my morning inspiration, that it's best that I use some things about myself. Because, I mean, what better example can I use? Because I know me. I know what's happened to me. I know exactly how I felt all along the way concerning almost everything, every aspect of my life. I now fully do really understand why God had my life spin the way it spun. And here's a part that I want to give to you this morning. That first of all, whatever position you find yourself in today, we kind of come to one realization, that we got ourselves there. We put ourselves there by a series of thoughts and actions. Thoughts turn into things. That's very important to know. So let's look at both sides of it. For people who think negative thoughts, it turns into negative things. And the direct opposite is true for those who think positive thoughts. It turns into positive things. That's the deal. It's as simple as that, folks. I cannot break it down any cleaner. I cannot make it any clearer. Thoughts become things. So the one glaring question for all of us always is, on a daily basis, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Because I can assure you, and it's not by a promise of mine. This is not a theory that Steve Harvey then came up with. This is a fact of life. This is biblical. This is spiritual. This is written. This is philosophical. This is the law of the universe. However you need to drink this medicine to get it down and feel what I'm saying to you, this is just the way it is. Now, and here the cold part, folks. It don't matter if you believe me or not. It does not matter if you have never been explained this or not. And it does not matter if you think it works in your life or not. It don't matter. Listen to me. It is the way it is. It is a scriptural. It is a spiritual. It is philosophical. It's just whatever is the law of the universe. You call whatever you want to call. However you got to dress this thing up to put it in the phase that you can feel me, I want you to feel me now, because this is all it is. So when I say that you are where we are today because we thought ourselves here, oh, you best to believe that's true. You thought yourself here. No one else. See, let me explain something. I got people around me who so badly want to take credit for it, but I don't allow it because I keep pointing to the heavens. I keep pointing and trying to say it out loud as many times as I can without being so offensive, that my life is by design, by grace and mercy, by blessings from God. My life is because God has seen it to be so. Oh, but I got plenty of people around me want credit for it and want you to not give credit to God and give it to them. I got that. But I understand that. See, I understand what that is. That's a person whose design is to get the credit. But it's okay. It's so clear to me what my father was saying to me, man. I get it as I get older and older. He always said to me, son, everybody come with you, can't go with you. See, I don't know how people say it in church. Sometimes they go, well, people come into your life for seasons. And I guess that's the same thing. They season up, they gone. Well, but then hear the way they try to hold you, though. Oh, you gonna forget where you come from? Oh, you ain't gonna keep it real no more. And so you find yourself trying to not forget where you come from and keep it real no more. But to what end? Is it to the good of your end, or is it to the good of their end? To what end is keeping it real and not forgetting where you come from if it does not allow you to progress and move forward? I got where I come from. I don't want to stay there no more. I don't forget where I come from. I know full well what I've been through, but that's what drives me, because I don't want to go back to that. That's the push for me. I don't want that no more. I don't want to go back where I come from. I don't want to keep it that real no more. It was real enough for me living in a car. I had enough of that real. I don't want to keep it real. No, I don't keep it real. I want to go keep it dreamy. I want to go keep it fantasizing. I want to keep it out of this world. I want to keep it off the chain. I want to keep it moving. I want to keep it balling. I want to see what that's like. So no, I ain't going to forget where I come from, but you ain't going to hold me to that though. See, thoughts become things all day long. Where's your vision board? Where are the things that you want written down? What do you think about the most? How grateful are you for what all God has done for you? Where you at with that? See, here another law. If thoughts become things, here come the moment, y'all. If thoughts become things, let me ask you this. If all you thinking about is your debt, if all you thinking about is what you ain't got, if all you thinking about is, oh, woe is me, if all you thinking about is every time I turn around I'm sick, if all you thinking about is the things in life that you're lacking, if that's all you thinking about, and if thoughts become things, how much debt you think you're going to stay in? How much lacking you think you finna fill your life with? How much more stuff you finna not have? Cause you keep thinking about it all the time. When you gonna be grateful? When you gonna say thank you? When it's gonna come out your mouth, man, that I may not be where I want to be, but I sure am grateful for what you've given me so far, for the things I have today, because I don't have to have these things. You know what that does? That then opens up room for more stuff to come your way to be grateful for. But if you're going to be ungrateful, oh, man, let me ask you something. I ain't God. I don't claim to be. But let me ask you something, man. if you ungrateful for the things we got, if we can't show no gratitude for what we have, why would God give us some more stuff to be ungrateful for? What would he do that for? Man, I blessed you with that. You ain't like that. I gave you this. You ain't said nothing to me about that. You ain't feeling me on this right here. So I tell you what, man, let me stop giving this dude something, because he just over here. He ain't glad for nothing, because if I give him some more, he going to be mad about that too. Ta-da! Anybody feel me right now? So when I say, come on, y'all, dig me now, do you understand why I say dig me? Because I want you to feel me. I want you to understand and come to the understanding. Not saying you ain't, because there's so many people got a deeper understanding than me about this whole thing. I promise you they do. But they listen to me. I'm just trying to get you to walk up in this light, man, so you can go on with your life and quit tripping yourself out with your thoughts, because thoughts become things. All right, all day.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people from all around the world, you are listening to the baddest morning. Without a doubt, this is Steve Harvey Morning Show. Today's show.
Come on, make it good now.
Is dedicated to anybody who loves the art of shooting dice.
Oh, my God.
Man.
I saw that. Yes.
Man.
Yes. It's an art. You got to know what you're doing, man. You really do.
What's artful about throwing?
Well,
I don't get it.
You think it's no art to it, but there's definitely art to it. Yeah, you got to know what you're doing. Yeah.
You got to know what
It's not just luck, is it, Steve?
Well, no, it's not all luck, but, you know, dice shooting is luck. Because you can't control them dice when you throw them.
You know, when the dice are laying on the table,
Can you set
put
the
them,
dice right?
how you set them?
Well, I mean, you know, it's no particular way. You just got to throw them down there.
So it's no art to it then. It's just luck.
Well, it's a lot of luck in dice shooting, but it's a favorable odds based on certain things. Mm-hmm. When you shoot dice, it's strategically done. They throw dice 144 times. Out of that 144 times, they know the number that's going to pop up the most is 7.
Wow.
Because you can get it with a 5 and a 2, a 6 and a 1, a 4 and a 3. Mm-hmm. So that's the most highly likely number that's going to, and out of 144 tosses, if you read gambling books, it'll show you out of 144 tosses how many times on the average that 7 will come up.
Wait a minute, excuse me. If you read gambling books?
Yeah, they have books on gambling.
I didn't even know they had them. I thought gambling was luck. I didn't know they had a book
they
on
have
it.
books and classes on gambling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
There's people that do it for a living.
Okay, yeah.
Now, if you're on the table, you know, and you got a good little run, somebody could actually throw. I've thrown the dice 18 rolls without crapping.
That's long.
Yeah.
Which means hitting a 7.
Oh, I thought you had a ladder problem. I didn't know.
Jesus. Why am I?
Have you ever had somebody playing with trick dice, huh?
You're kidding me right now.
Well, no, not in Vegas.
Well, not in Vegas. I'm just saying, like back home in Cleveland, just shooting dice. Anybody ever had to trick dice? I hear about trick dice, but I
Hell
never
yeah!
seen it.
When we on the corners, cats will switch dice on you in a minute.
So you have
Like
to
if
watch
a dude
the dice.
can bring in the dice, and the dice is red, but he bought the dice, and he got a loaded pair of dice with him. You know, and loaded dice gonna always land on 7 for you. So when you throw out first, you can throw a 7. 7 will win you money on your first roll until you get a point. Very interesting.
I don't gamble at all.
No.
Well, let's shoot some dice today. Y'all want to shoot some dice?
No.
Well, we're going to be in the Bahamas.
Yeah, you gonna roll
You
dice
shoot
down there?
dice.
You can. That's right. They dice down there. They don't say
there's
dice.
casinos
though,
in the Bahamas.
They gamble. They gamble.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
yeah.
be on that.
I remember when we were little,
Oh,
my
we gonna be
grandmother
I
would
don't know
not
what y'all do.
let us play games with dice in them
Really?
and stuff like that. We couldn't. She thought it was a sin. We couldn't do it like Monopoly and stuff.
It was a sin.
She thought it was a sin. you
Y'all
know.
couldn't play Monopoly?
No, it's any game that had dice
Was a
in it.
sin.
We couldn't do it. Dice, yeah. We gotta go. All right, coming up,
cold.
truth be told, and who told on you as a kid?
Is you on boardwalk? Is you on boardwalk?
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we go with something funny. Come on, Junior. Truth be told.
Yeah, I'm going to say this for some churches. that's out here that need to have testimony time really cut out. And truth be told, if your church don't have internet, you don't need to be having testimony time because these testimonies are getting too long. They need a screener. They need somebody to sit down
Way too
in the
much
back.
time, huh?
Let me hear your testimony, and we will decide whether you get to say it in front of everybody. Because you got people who go up there and want to testify. You can tell the ones whose testimony not going to be good because they're too anxious to get the mic. They head shaking in line, shoulder jumping. They jumping up like they got a game or something, like they got a warm-up on. And then they get up there, and the testimony, I want to speak to the Lord about my toe. This toe had been hurting me. We don't really need them no more. I'm just asking, can we get some screeners before we have to hear your testimony on Sunday? All of us got stuff to do. Now we sitting up here holding up in church because you talking about your toe or how good. Somebody got there one time, no lie, Shirley, and testified, I've been praying for Israel. And I'm saying to myself, you ain't never been to Israel. Why the hell is you up there praying? How the Lord talk to you about Israel? Where you get that from? I just want to go. The game is on. And I don't want to just sit in here no more and hear your testimony that ain't about nothing. You ain't got an amen. You ain't got a go ahead. Or let him use you. Ain't nobody said nothing. You shut down 385 people by yourself. You shut down an entire church. Pastor ain't saying nothing. We need a testimony mic snatcher. I'm signing up. Because if I don't like it, I'm coming up there
and snatch that mic.
The Apollo got the saying, man. Churches need to have a testimonial mic snatcher. That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying.
That's all I'm just saying.
Junior.
Just want to get that out there.
Talk on it, man.
I like that.
I just want to get that out there.
Junior, that was
To a bad service.
How long is this going to go on, huh?
Huh? Well,
You don't know how long this test
no, the problem is, Jay, we keep acting like it ain't. We done took up this offering. We've been here since 6.
And they still
They
testifying.
still
the
talking.
game is on.
The game is on. You ain't getting nobody to say, go ahead. There you go. Amen. You can't get nobody to agree with you. Your testimony is not about anything.
Oh, my goodness.
Love it too.
I'm just saying, why you get to talk is that long? Man, we need a testimony of Mike Snatcher. I'm telling you, this is a job.
Please sit your butt down.
There you go, Tay.
Please.
I mean, if they start their testimony off with, you know. If you hit them 2 words right there, they testimony ain't about to be
When
about
that arm swing
When
out
that
like
arm
that,
swing
when that
out,
arm- you know.
and you know. Yeah. I'm about to start getting my keys and her to the parking lot. Okay,
Jay, what you got?
This is a roundtable discussion today is who told on you back in the day that made you get the worst, the absolute worst behind whooping you've ever got in your life. Now, here's the thing. Your mama could get the news, and Junior and I talked about this. Your mama could get the news. We had no internet. We didn't have the phone.
This is true.
There was no texting. But by the time Annalie Brown got to that house off that bus, she knew everything that went down. I don't know how she knew it.
She knew it.
I have no idea. She started off like, so, what you doing downtown today? Yeah. I'm like, how the
How did you know that?
Yeah.
how the hell you know I was downtown?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that information. I ain't told nobody.
Yeah, you're right.
Told
No social
nobody.
media. No
There was
social
no
media.
social media.
Nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
Pull
she
yours,
got it
pull yours.
immediately, though.
Little Rabbit punk ass.
Who?
Little Rabbit punk ass. This little. Ooh, I want to
Careful,
say the B
careful,
word so bad. This little B told Miss Patterson that I was the one that put the firecrackers in her tulips in her front yard and lit the 4 firecrackers and blew the damn tulips up. Little Rabbit punk ass told me. Boy, Miss Patterson went across the street, told my mama. Man, I got my ass beat.
How long was it,
How long was the
beating?
whooping?
Yeah.
It felt like about 15 minutes.
Now, can I ask a question? Did you do
Yes.
it? Did you do it?
Jake.
Yeah,
You know he did it.
hell yeah.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
I knew you did it.
Crackers in this woman.
Well, what made you
'Cause I
do
ain't
that,
like
right?
her, man. She was hateful, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, man. Like if our football rolled in the yard.
Oh, that was her.
No. You can't. You don't go on that grass. She'll go down there and get the football, take it in the house.
Oh.
They won't throw it back to you.
Hell no. Baseball go in her yard. Don't go in my yard, I tell you, mom and daddy. Then she come down here and get the baseball and roll it down the street. Now we gotta hear him get down there before it get to that damn sewer. You old evil ass
He
helper.
took pride in her yard, Steve.
And it wasn't that big of a yard, was it,
Blow the
Steve? It
damn
wasn't that big of a
tulips
yard.
up. Yeah, she ain't there but 8 tulips, but I couldn't get all 8 of them lit in time. So I only could do 4. I had timed it.
Oh my God.
Anybody tell on you, Shirley?
Yeah, my mom's ex-boyfriend, my mom's boyfriend at the time. She was dating this man. And he was coming in to see us from the front yard. And there was a phone booth not really far from my house at the time. Remember the old phone
Yeah,
booth?
the old phone booth, yeah.
So my cousin and I were in there playing on the phone like we were talking. So he went in the house and told my mom that we were in the phone booth calling some boys.
Immediately.
Yeah, and we weren't. The next thing I knew, I'm getting dragged out.
At the phone booth?
Yes. Yes. That was the first time I saw stars. My mom beat the crap
That's
out of
Jesus,
me.
baby.
Yeah. We weren't even doing that. We weren't calling boys.
You was calling boys. I believe you was
I
calling
wasn't not that time.
boys. Not that
that time. All right, we gotta go.
I got so many.
Coming up next, it's the nephew and run that prank back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, coming up at the top of the hour, Miss Ann will be here with our national news. But right now, it's time for the nephew to run that prank back.
What you got, nephew?
Pecan tree. Pecan tree. Most of y'all ain't.
Some
didn't
people say
grow up with
pecan,
pecan
some.
tree. Pecan.
Right,
Yes. Pecan, pecan, whatever, however you want to call it. It's the pecan tree. Here it is.
Hello?
Hello, I'm trying to reach LC.
This is him.
Hey, hey, my name is Marcus. My mom and them live next door to you, the Mr. and Mrs. My mom and daddy live next door to you. And I was calling cause y'all got a pecan tree in y'all backyard. I mean, right on the fence line. And it keep, pecans and stuff keep falling over into my mom and them yard. So I'm calling to see if y'all can do something, man, where y'all can pick up. I mean, my mom and them that got a little older, we've been picking them up for a long time. But I need somebody to, maybe you can cut the limbs back that's hanging over so that they won't, the pecans won't be falling over into my mom and them yard. Because, for them to be bending over like they're picking up them pecans, it's a lot of them. So, Mr. I just wanted to holler at you and see if you don't mind maybe cutting the limbs back, because even when we turn the lawnmower on and stuff, man, the pecans and stuff be coming out of the lawnmower just shooting all over the place.
Well, first of all, my pecan tree is an old pecan tree, and it's sprouted well, and I can't see me cutting it.
Well, I'm not saying cut that.
You can't hire nobody to maintain your yard. But, it's your mother. You can maintain your mother's yard.
Sir, I go by my mother's house, every other day and check on her, but I don't have time to go in the back and pick up pecans and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you just, it don't seem no more than like maybe 4 or 5 limbs that's hanging over there, but them 4 or 5 limbs, I mean, it's a lot of pecans falling off of there.
But
so
it's shady. My pecan tree is shady. I goes back there. There's no kind of nothing back there.
Okay,
you can hire
sir.
someone to rake the yard, whatever.
Sir,
I'm not cutting my tree for no like that.
Sir, listen. What I'm trying to get you to do is I don't want you cutting your entire tree down. I just want you to cut a few limbs, sir. So those those are the ones that are hanging over. It won't be the pecans won't be falling over into my mom's and them yard. And like I say, they older now, man. They can't be bending over like that. So I'm just coming to you as a man right now and asking you, will you please cut this down so these pecans can quit falling over my mom and them yard?
Well, I'm asking you, all you can do is hire someone. Okay, someone, I know your mother don't cut your yard.
No, it's a guy that cuts the yard, but even when he cutting the yard, these pecans is flying out from underneath the yard. The lawnmower, they sooner or later we're gonna be breaking windows over there.
What kind of lawn person you have that don't pick up before they cut? That's some.
Hey, why am I arguing with you about picking up stuff and all of this? I'm asking you to cut a funky little 5 limbs so these doggone pecans ain't falling off my mama's yard.
You want it cut? You
gonna make me come over here and cut the whole? I would come cut the whole damn tree down.
You ain't gonna with my tree. I grew that tree from when I was a kid, and that tree gonna stay in that yard as long as I stay there.
Sir, look, I didn't ask you like a man to cut your little funky pecan tree down. Now I ain't finna have.
You know what? Guess what? You bad enough. You come cut it.
I'm finna look, sir. Today, this evening, it's either going to be 2 things happening. Either you going to cut these 5 limbs that I won't cut, or I'm finna cut the whole damn pecan tree down.
That's my tree, and then it ain't nobody gonna with my tree. I'm here right now. I'm right here in my yard right now. Come on.
Is you over there right now?
Right now.
I will bring my right on back.
You know what? How the you get my number anyway?
Got your number. I got it because it's the same. It's one address less than my mama's. You gonna cut this damn tree down?
I'm waiting on them anyway. I ain't used my tree for selling in a long time anyway. I've been waiting on them like you.
You done lost your damn mind.
You little young punk. I told you once and I told you twice. I'm old. You young. Don't do that. Fool,
see, that's what's right there.
You know what you can do? Tell your mom to make a pecan pie and bring me a piece.
What you say about my mama?
Tell her to make a pecan pie and come for me.
Tell my mama what?
Make a pecan pie with the pecan.
Make a pecan pie? I don't want no pecan pie. We don't even eat pecan pie. We so sick of these damn pecans you got falling over in the backyard. You got to do something about this, man. Now I'm trying not to hurt you, old man. I really am.
Hurt me? Hurt me? Come on, hurt me.
Ready for me?
No.
I'm on my way. Is your outside? Is you outside?
You know where I stay. You know where I stay. You know what? I'm here. I'm here. I'm gonna be in your mama driveway. You get out my mama driveway right now. Get out my mama driveway. I want to put me out.
I'm finna. You get your back in your driveway. You get out my mama driveway. Get out of it. You get out of my mama driveway.
No. What you crying for now? I'm tell you I'm here waiting on you.
You get out of my mama. Get out of my mama driveway.
Baby, go cook me something, because I'm going to sit here.
I got one more thing I need to say to you. Would you listen?
You don't got a thing to say. I'm waiting at you at your mama's house.
This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your brother.
Man, I don't pay this kind of man. I'm going to put my feet. Man, I'm going to milk it so bad. I don't pay. I'm too old for this kind of.
LC, do me a favor, first of all. Get out them people's yard. Go back to your yard.
Man, you gave me high blood pressure with this.
Ain't nobody mad about your pecan tree, none of that. Ain't nobody finna cut it down. Ain't nobody tripping. You all right?
Hell no, I got a headache now, man. I be carrying my grandkids to school listening to this. Man, y'all something else, man.
I got one more question for you. Tell me, what is the baddest radio station in the land, LC?
The Steve Harvey Show.
Did y'all pick pecans when y'all?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Did you go up? Did you climb the tree and shake and
shake one of the limbs?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Brown paper bag.
Yes, sir.
4-hour job.
Yes.
You
We
out
used
there
to
for
put
a while.
Tommy up in the tree.
Okay, come on. This is what
Let me
I
hear
want to
this
hear.
story.
No, you don't want to hear that. Do you remember that time you left me in the tree?
That's the one I was going to tell.
Tell a
We
story.
put Tommy up in the tree, and then we left him in there because he was scared to jump down because it was too high. We had him up there shaking buckeyes off the tree.
That's right, right.
And then he got up there, and then he was ready to go, and we just went on off and went playing. He sat up in the tree crying. Hey. I left him, and he was in there about 5-6 hours.
But how old was he?
Till it got dark, Steve.
Yeah. We left him up in there after lunch till about a little past dinner.
Oh my God.
He was just crying.
But
Y'all think that's funny? Y'all think that's
Was
funny?
he up high?
About 5 feet.
Tommy, what?
Y'all, this funny to y'all. This is cute to y'all.
He could have
Shot
jumped
ass
out
up
the
there
tree
just
if he
crying.
wanted
No,
to.
Oh, no, he couldn't have.
Why couldn't you climb down?
Boy, Tommy being up in a 5-foot branch like jumping off a 3-story building. He damn near killed himself.
I'm not finna do this with y'all, man.
Oh, Tommy, that's terrible.
That's what I like about this show. At any minute, it can be you.
It can be you.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Jay. All right, coming up next, Miss Ann will be here with today's national news. Thank you, Tommy. Get me down.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here's something interesting, guys. Plenty of us love to sleep. Plenty of us do, even
sleep enough.
if we wish we could sleep more, you know? But what if you didn't have to sleep?
Oh.
Okay, what if,
Like
you know,
what?
we were built like we didn't have to sleep and our energy levels remained high? So
Yes.
what would you do? How would you
I
spend that
still want
extra
some
time?
sleep.
You
Yeah.
want some sleep?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, would you
I
get
like
another
sleep 'cause
job?
I have the best dreams when I sleep. I have really good dreams.
Like, you have great dreams?
Great.
Like what?
You ever have a dream like, okay, you know you're dreaming, and you just say, okay, when I wake up, all this gonna be over with.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate to have a great dream, wake up in the middle of it, and then try to get back
Go
to
back
it, because
and
you
get-
never can.
Like a party. Say you're dreaming that's a real good party.
You ain't never had a part 2 to your dream. You ain't
No,
never went back.
never.
I can't go back.
It's
Man.
hard. No.
Oh, man.
No.
No, I've never had a part two.
Not a part two.
I've had a part
Have
2.
you?
I've gone back to the same dream before.
Okay, that's it.
How?
Mentally. Hey,
How?
folks.
What?
It can happen. See, we don't have a brain like he got. So his ignorant ass can go back to sleep and pick his dream up where he left off.
You don't think I would go back to Tony Braxton? You don't think I go back? Because if I can, you tell me.
I'm telling you.
Everybody hold your places. Tommy will be back dreaming in a few minutes, all right? Nobody move. Nobody move.
Tommy, I've never heard anyone say that in my
I
life.
have
never
gone
heard that
back to
either.
the same dream.
You go back, and the people still there.
It's the same
Y'all.
dream. What, Steve?
Y'all.
Tell us. What? I can't. I
Quit
don't believe
talking to him.
Yeah.
He ain't that bright.
All right, Tommy's keying right now, but as soon as he's done, we'll get this party started again.
There's a reason you ain't ever heard it, Shirley.
Okay. No one I know.
never heard-
People say it all the time. They were having a great dream, and then the phone
Can't
woke
get
them
back.
up.
And
Or
you can't, they're
yeah.
gone. The people gone.
Yeah, the dream is gone.
But
after
Tommy
that.
manages to go right back where he left off at.
Right where I left off. I'm trying
Quiet
to
on the
say, I
set.
have
He'll
had
be back. Quiet on the set. Be right
part
back.
2. Part
Not a
2.
movie.
It's like a movie with you. I could never do that. The people, you're having like a great freak party or something. You wake up, everybody gone. You can't get back.
Man.
A great freak.
Now, did y'all have bad dreams as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a dream you couldn't move?
Yeah, I've had that dream, and I've had the scariest dream for me is someone chasing me. I
Oh.
hate that dream. I hate that dream.
No, falling.
Yeah,
falling is
yeah,
it, yeah.
falling
Yeah,
is
falling.
one.
falling.
But
Yeah.
I was falling and waving at people that I knew. wasn't even
Yeah, this
nervous.
Hey, everybody, I'm on my way out of here. Nice knowing you. Bye, Mama.
Have you ever had a dream that you were dead or that you died? Or
No, I
something?
never
I
dreamed
never
that.
had that.
I don't
No,
dream
I
that.
never. No.
I had
you
a dream
dream
I was on the back of one of them things they was on Avatar. Remember them things they was flying on?
Oh,
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
A
was on
cockroach.
Really?
It wasn't no cockroach. That was a big old
Dragon type.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Well,
a
to you.
flying on no
Dinosaur
ropes.
type.
Wait, what? What, Steve?
Well, to you, a cockroach can be a bit much. For the rest of us, it's simply step on his ass. But for you, it's a damn ride.
Like a horse, huh?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh,
What is that? Tommy on a roach?
Oh man.
Oh, boy.
Bring Miss Ann in, man.
Okay. All right, Steve, this has been a tough one for us. Very tough week here. Time to get a little serious here and swing it on over to Miss Ann.
Here to bring us up with the latest from Vegas, Puerto Rico, and everything else we need to be informed on. Ladies and gentlemen, our very own Miss Ann Tripp.
Steve, thanks everybody out there. This is Ann Tripp with the news. Well, in the wake of the Las Vegas massacre, believe it or not, the National Rifle Association is actually opening the door, at least it seems like it's opening the door, to some additional regulation of devices like the bump stock. We talked about that yesterday, which authorities say shooter Stephen Pollack clipped onto his semi-automatic rifles to boost their firing power. So now Trump administration spokeswoman Sarah Huckabee Sanders says the White House is willing to consider backing such a move.
We know that members of both parties are planning to take a look at bump stocks and related devices. We certainly welcome that, would like to be part of that conversation.
The NRA says in a statement that accessories like the bump stock should be subject to additional regulation, but the gun lobbying group makes sure to say that it is still against any broader gun control legislation. Okay, so is this a double standard? Carolina's Panthers quarterback Cam Newton's in hot water because a local female sports reporter named Jordan Rodriguez asked him about one of his wide receivers and something called routes, and he answered, "It's funny to hear a female talk about routes." This is how it went.
Devin Funchess, he seemed to really embrace the physicality of his routes and getting those extra yards.
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes. Like, it's funny. But fun is coming along, man. We're gonna. This is a big game for him. Just to see his growth over the years. It's a completely different player.
Yeah, and he went on to talk about the player. He had to apologize. He did apologize, but even though he apologized because of that statement, Cam Newton's now being labeled a sexist. He has just lost his endorsement deal with Dannon's Oikos brand. But a fan, get this, checked out Jordan Rodriguez's Twitter page and found that she has made not one, but more than one racist remark, which she is now apologizing for. Pennsylvania Congressman named Tim Murphy announced he won't be running for re-election. Murphy served in the House since 2003. He's married with an adult daughter. He admits to having had an affair for about a year, but here's the rub. Murphy's a staunch anti-abortionist, and when his mistress thought she might be pregnant, it's reported that he urged her to consider an abortion. One of the stars of the movie Goodfellas has died. Actor Chuck Lowe played Maury, the owner of the wig and toupee shop. Tropical storm Nate's in Mexico, now headed for the Gulf Coast, is already responsible for 22 deaths in Central America. And today is National Storytelling Day and National Macarena Day. Let's do the Macarena. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to try to move a little bit. I'm not really moving. Our CD players are not moving at all. Yeah, lousy equipment. Anyway, we'll be back. Eugene the Butterfly, 20 minutes after the hour. Stay tuned to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, introduce Jay so Jay can introduce the butterfly.
Do you love the butterfly? 'Cause oh Lord, yes
Oh, it's gospel now. I love it.
Good morning, everyone. Stephen Tommy, Shirley Carter Jr., and the one and only, the most outstanding introducer of all times, Mr. J. Anthony Brown. Good morning to all of you out. I'm gonna cut to the chase. I know y'all going to the Bahamas, but guess what? I want to wish y'all will have a very, very, very good time. But let me say this: it's going down tonight at the Warner Theater in Washington D.C. If I do not get to come out and do the curtain call tonight, I promise you, I'm not gonna do the rest of the weekend. I'm removing myself from the show, Mama's Boy, if I don't get to come out and take the bow. This is the time that Thomas Miles has to move his ego back and let me come out and take a bow. There it is. I done put it out there. Don't let me bow. Don't let me come out tonight. And I promise you, Saturday and Sunday, I will not hit the stage.
Okay.
I'm not coming out the dressing room.
Butterfly.
Okay, do any of us care?
Yeah, and
why are you not
stopping
doing
you?
the curtain call?
Who's stopping you from coming out? I don't
Because
know.
it's either he or I going to come out. He always comes out and take the bow. I never get to come out and take the
Y'all
bow.
can't come out together?
But can I ask you this, Eugene?
You can ask me anything you want, but I'm putting my foot down. This is when I lay my scarf down. Go ahead.
Do you promise we won't have to hear this if you don't get to do the curtain call?
I'm just telling you, I'm only going to be doing this segment. I'm not going to be in this doggone play no more if I don't get to come out
Well,
and bow.
you seem to be the most outspoken person in the body. Can't you overtake the body and go out there and do your thing?
I can't overtake the body. I've tried.
Man. is ignorant.
Okay, let's discuss this, man. If I allowed him to give you a part, why are you tripping on anything?
Because I should be able to come out and at least take a bow. You always come out and take the bow.
Who you hollering at, though?
Sound like he hollering at you, though.
You know, I don't want to see y'all split up.
Tighten him up, Eugene. Tell him.
Yeah.
When I put my stuff down, it means
Tommy, you gonna let him talk to you like that?
I'm not worried about any of this, Jay. I take the bow. I do the curtain call. I allow you to have. You got 3-4 scenes in the show.
Eugene.
What you complaining about?
Eugene, you gonna take that?
I want to be able to take the bow and go out there and get my accolade. I want people to applaud for me.
What?
Get your what?
What they call it? Accolades
Them
or
is
whatever.
Altoids. They come in the can. That's a mint. That's your Altoid. Your
Take my
accolades.
They're applauding for you, too, so just accept that as if it's yours, too.
Wow.
I want my own. I want my own. I promise you I'm not going out there Saturday or Sunday. You will have to do those shows without me.
I'm cool with that. But I'm absolutely cool with all of this.
I tell you what, okay, cool. I just get this job to oatmeal. You ain't got to have it.
Damn.
yeah. Been waiting on it, baby.
Hold on. Oatmeal, stay right there. When we come back,
Yeah, we're going to hear from Oatmeal, and then J. Anthony Brown is here, of course, to murder another hit.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, come on, Steve. J. Anthony Brown is here to murder.
But before we do that,
we got to start first, right?
Something really came up unexpectedly. Tommy just told Eugene that if he keeps showing out, he was going to bring Oatmeal in. Oatmeal had just popped in. Tommy, Oatmeal, Eugene, where we at?
Wow.
Hey, dog, I just laid it out there. If you don't want to do the show, he ain't got.
I'm not saying I don't want to do the show. I
Well,
said
what
I wanted to take.
Oatmeal say though?
Ready? Hey, look at here, Steve. Hey, look at Steve right here. I'm gonna say this here. I ain't gotta have no bow and nothing like this here. Just wanna come out, do what Tammy want me to do, be a part, participate or whatever. And do my part. That's it.
Oatmeal, that seems like you're backstabbing Eugene. You would do that to Eugene?
Hey, first of all, I'm gonna say this here. Me and Jay and the Brown, I ain't never met you or whatever. Don't really know you. But what I say to this, I ain't back behind Eugene at all. Let's get that out the point. First of all, we gonna get understand about who I'm really is.
Tell who you is, Oatmeal.
You sound like you undercutting Eugene. Would you go for that?
Once again, I ain't under Eugene or over Eugene. Let's get that understood already.
So you're doing this behind his back. Eugene is sitting right there, and you just
No,
go
they
out
right
there.
here. No, it ain't behind the back.
All I wanted was a bow.
Joe.
I wanted to bow. That's all I wanted was a bow.
I don't think you're gonna be able to do that though.
Yeah, I mean, can it be enough that the audience loves you? You get a big applause and all of that butterfly.
Why
Come
can't
on now.
all three of them go out there together?
I don't get the problem, Jay. I'm taking a bow for everybody.
They
so
what?
I don't get it, man.
They all share the same body.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
telling you
Hold
that.
on. Now, it's three. I just heard three people.
Yeah, see, you're
Why
new to
three
the
people
show.
can't go out there and take a bow? Three.
I don't understand it, Jay. I promise you I don't.
You've heard of the...
Hey, dog, like I say though, I just trying to be a team player. Don't want no issues or whatever. I'm here for you. Whatever you want me to do, I'm here for that.
All right, come on, Jay. You'll figure it out later.
I don't have anyone on my side.
Come on and murder your hit.
All right.
I sure ain't on your side.
It's going down October the 17th. Lunaire, headliner Tuesday, headliner Taco Tuesday. The song I have today, Steve.
At the J Spot.
At the
in
J
Los
Spot,
Angeles,
5581 West Manchester Avenue, Los Angeles, California. This song is not going to cost you any friends today.
Oh.
Not at all.
2 weeks in a row?
No, 2 weeks in a row. Next week, I'm not so damn sure. This week, but it is a warning to everybody who's been in a situation where you don't know where the camera is. So, we gonna do it now?
No, let's come back and do it.
All right.
Jay gonna murder the hit when we come back because the explanation was too damn long.
Seriously, Steve.
No, really, it's just all it was too. What's it? No, Eugene.
Oh, butterfly.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand everything. I understand everyone is against.
I stay. I'm with you, dog. You already, dog. You No, you might. This radio. You know who you is to me now. You my blank word.
Tommy?
Now the butterfly thinks we're all against him.
No, I'm good. Me, man. I'm straight.
Sounds like two people against the butterfly, though. It really does.
Butterfly.
It's always that way.
Everybody against the butterfly because you ain't for nobody but yourself.
I don't know what you did. This sounds like a serious
You're
case of
selfish,
bipolar.
man. You're selfish.
I wanted to go out and do a curtsy. And
Well,
I
you're
said,
not doing a curtsy, man, because Tommy's doing it.
How in the world would you curse?
Has anyone stopped you from coming out?
Your name ain't even on a fly.
I got 1 or 2 segments on the whole damn show, and now I'm arguing with 3 people.
We'll be back. We'll be back. We're going to murder the hit and do a prank. Don't go nowhere.
Okay, then. So say it again, Steve. Jay's going to come back.
Jay?
Yes, sir.
Those 3 invisible people that took up all your time, we're going to be able to get to it next break. Jay's coming back to do Murder the Hits because his intro was too damn.
I think it was them 3 invisible people that took up all my damn time.
We'll be back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, we back. It's time for J. Anthony Brown, Murder the Hit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Phew. Are they done? Yeah. All right, here it is. It's a warning to everybody, something you should do before you do something else. Check it out, Steve Harvey Morning Show. Watch out there now. Here we go.
Hello?
Ralph, look at here, man. See if you can make some out of this right.
Oh, come on, Jay.
Come on, man. Listen. See if you can make some out of this right here. Look around for the camera. You need to look all I
Boy, okay.
All right, I see you Saturday, man.
All right.
All right, man, later.
Well, don't be late. You know you're always late. Yeah, whatever.
Hello. Want to sing a song to everyone who's been in a jam this year. Everyone who's been on download and Instagram. And the reason is because you don't take time to look around for the camera. Look around for the camera. Remember what I said. Look around for the camera. The TMZ don't play. Look around for the camera. Check and activate. Look around for the camera. Remember what I said. Now before you ask it, make it, let me tell ya. Let me give you some advice. We see you. Cause these people taking pictures for the money. So don't look once or twice. You might be thinking it could never happen to ya. You might be thinking you're in control. We see you. 'Cause there's someone always out there that can screw ya. Don't be dumb cause you've been told. Look around for the camera. Remember what I said. Look around for the camera. The TMZ don't play. Look around for the camera. Check and activate. Look around for the camera. Remember what I said. Look around for the camera, man. Take some time and look around.
That make you want to dance right there, buddy.
That's a nice song, man.
Very talented.
Ralph Hawkins Jr.
Ain't right. Thank you, Jay.
Nice, Jay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, come on. Now, your time, nephew.
Well, let's go on and keep it stupid now. Relationship, we don't want stupid follow nothing.
There we go.
Relationship departure. Relationship departure.
Hello?
Hey, Brian. Hey, baby.
Yeah, what's up?
I was calling to tell you, baby. Look, I just can't do this anymore.
I got it.
Huh? What?
Hello?
Hello?
Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, this is Greg. I know you was just talking to Val, but this is Greg talking to you. It's Brian, right?
Greg who? Yeah, this is Brian. Greg, I was just talking to my wife. Did you put her back on the phone?
No, I'm not gonna be able to do that. So,
Why can't you do that, man?
Hey, let me explain something to you.
Explain.
All right, there's some things, long conversations about this.
Whoa. How you know my wife on a first name basis like that, man? Who are you?
Like I said, man, my name is Greg.
Okay.
At the airport. Okay.
Airport? Which airport? And why are you at the airport with my wife for?
Hey, let me. Hey, Doc. All of this is complicated. Okay, it's real.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, make it simple for me.
Okay. So what I want to explain to you. Let me explain to you, man. We've had a lot of long conversations about this. It's something that she's.
What? When was this? Why are you at the airport with my wife?
With me. And
why?
Is leaving with me. Okay?
What leaving? And what do you mean leaving? Leaving me? Oh, hell no. Put her on the phone. Hey, I don't even want to talk to you, man. Put her on the phone. Put her on the phone, man. Look, you need to put her on the phone right now. Leaving. I don't believe that, man. I want to hear her say that.
You want to talk to him?
I don't hear you saying, let me talk to my wife, man, because you about to make
Brian.
Baby, yeah, what's up? What's this dude talking about?
Calm down, sweetie.
Calm down.
I've been trying to tell you this for a while. See, you think everything's okay, but it hasn't been okay.
Why are you telling me this over the phone? Why can't you just come home and tell me this to my face, baby?
Go sit down.
Why can't you just tell me this to my face?
Hey, bro. Come on, man.
No, man, why are you man? I'm talking to my wife, man.
Hey, bro. I know this is painful, man.
No, you don't know, all right? You don't know nothing,
hey, brother,
all right?
I know this
you
is...
don't know nothing.
Okay.
Can't believe it. Just put my wife on the phone, please. Please. If you got any ounce of a man in you, just put my wife back on the phone.
All right, bro. Let me say. Can I say something to you, man?
What you got to say, man? It's left with my wife on the phone, but you ain't got nothing to tell me.
I'm gonna put her on in a second, but let me say this to you, man.
Say, man, and wrap it up, all right? Because I need to talk to my wife.
I just want you to know this, Brian.
Let me know something.
This is nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Tommy
got me to prank phone call you.
What? Hold on. So, okay, if you pranking me, what's up with the airport stuff in the back then? Well, y'all at the airport?
Nah, bro. Your wife is here at the studio, man. Ain't nothing happening, man. Your wife, hold on, I'm gonna let you talk to her.
Yeah.
You all right? First of all, are you all right?
Man, oh, man, it was about to be a murder scene, man.
Look at me now who's the big prankster, huh? I got you. Finally.
You could have been a little bit more subtle than this.
I mean, you and your brother, you think y'all the only ones can prank people?
So you and your brother be pranking all the time, man.
Boy, man, it's light stuff, though. Girl, you ain't. Lord,
happy birthday, baby.
Oh, you got a birthday coming up? Happy birthday, Brian.
Yeah, man. Great gifts. Great gifts, man. Let me talk to my wife, man.
All right, I ain't got nothing to do with your wife. Hold on.
Please.
What?
Woman, you got me, all right? Don't, you ain't got to go this far, all right? You ain't got to go this far every time.
It's supposed to be funny. I did feel a little bad when you kind of started tearing up, but I'm glad to know you fight for me like that.
Yeah. Fight. It was going to be some fight. It wasn't going to be a fight. Oh, girl, just, bring your black home.
I'm coming, baby.
Don't even stop at red lights.
Say don't stop at red lights. He was in tears, y'all.
Stupid times too. I like it, man.
He was in tears. The man was crying.
He was, man.
Oh, the plane in the background. Keep on, Tommy. Keep on.
Just a matter of time.
That was a bit much right there.
Yeah, it was too much. Yeah.
It's what you say to a lion tamer. It's just a matter of time.
He all on the tarmac.
And I ain't gonna help him either.
Not at all. No.
I ain't gonna do it because I told him.
Y'all think I'm gonna take a prank whooping? Y'all think at some point?
Yeah, at some point. Yeah, at some point.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
Well, you can relabel it if you want to, but it's gonna be an ass.
Prank whooping. I want to be there when it happens. I want to be right there.
You want want to see it.
I want to see the look on his face when the dude grabbed him and he can't remember which prank.
Yeah. And I want to be there too. Now I'm gonna get in and break it up.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna let him get about 4 in.
How bad you think it would be if back home if I called Biggie Wig and pranked Biggie Wig?
No, you don't want to do that.
No.
What about your sister, Junior?
Oh, no, dog. That ain't. I strongly advise against that. No, that ain't the one to play with. Tell me, she just got home. She don't mind going back.
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, listen, coming up in about an hour, get ready for another exciting episode of what? Bad Acting Theater. Yeah, the Chapmans. But next, the Strawberry Letter is on deck, and we'll be back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, before we get to today's Strawberry Letter, and this letter is a trip, as they all are. First, the crew will be in the Bahamas this weekend, of course, for the Sand and Soul Festival.
Time, man.
That's right. New Edition, Salt and Pepper, Keith Sweat, Earthquake, In Vogue, and many, many more. We will be at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort, and we'll see you there. We're seeing a lot of people here already.
We'll be there. All right. Holla.
Yes.
Been there pimping.
Pimping, baby.
Damn near there, boy.
17 black, boy.
All day.
Right.
This thing in the Bahamas that we down here doing.
Yes.
Just wanted to inform you all.
Yes, sir.
The rarity of event typical waywardness of things involving
what, Reverend?
the lack of fan base. I will be involved in partaking of dinner with my wife, who I have not seen in nearly 2 weeks. I will be taking her to dinner on a nightly basis.
All right. Nice.
I will also be involved heavily at the Great Clear Factory of cigar aficionado.
All right.
I have a private room downstairs set aside for cigar smoking and relaxation between the main objective that evening of gambling. Dice shooting, roulette wheeling, video pokering, hustling, trying to crack them.
All right, thank you. Let's get to the letter,
And
nephew.
on top of that, some damn golf.
Now he's done.
Let the church say amen.
Amen. To the letter we go, Tommy.
Buckle up. Hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
Subject, brother-in-law has to go. Good morning, Shirley and Steve. My husband got my brother-in-law a job at his company and allowed him to live with us while he got us used to the city and found a place to live. Well, that was 2 years ago, and he eats all our food, doesn't clean up after himself. We have no children, so one whole side of the house is basically all to himself. He practically lives here rent-free, all paid utilities, food, cable, passes to our community gym and pool, etc. You name it, he's got it, courtesy of us. Now, my husband got a job about 3 hours away and had to get an apartment to stay during the week. And he has left me here with the moocher of his brother. I want him out. But my husband says he feels a lot better knowing someone is in the house with me than me being alone. I told my husband I did not care. I was sick and tired of the situation. He says he told him to move out, and he has mentioned his guilt of having to have done it. Plus, his mother has called him and given him the guilt trip. I don't believe it's true and that he will be out. I am counting down the days. My question is, what should I do if he's not out? The worst part, a couple of years before that my sister and her kids lived with us for about a year. She did pay for food, cooked and cleaned,
but I know he will hold it against me because he sees it as us helping family, desperately looking for a solution. Wow. You know what? One of the worst feelings to me in the world is to be in your own home, and then be uncomfortable and to feel out of place. I mean, that's where you go after a hard day's work. You close the doors, you shut out the world, and just have some peace, some love in your home. But right now, you're a prisoner in your own home, it sounds to me, because you can't really do what you want to do. And that's the key, because, it sounds as if you don't think that it's your home too, or you're not really getting that it's your home too, and you can speak up about this. I mean, you've been dealing with this for 2 years, so you've just been walking around miserable and upset for 2 years. I say this, it's a whole lot. This man, your brother-in-law, has a job now. That means he can definitely get out and get an apartment. To me, the bigger problem in all of this, though, is your husband. He's the one that doesn't get it. You need to have a conversation with him, tell him he's confusing helping with enabling, and that this situation is putting a big strain on your marriage. He's putting family before you, and that's really the wrong thing to do in a marriage. His family needs to get out of your house and your marriage. Steve?
This is a bunch of bull. It's what this is right here. I can't stand letters like this right here. This a grown man in your house. Yeah. Grown man got a job. Okay? Let me tell you where your letter went a little crazy at. He got him a job at his company, lived with us for a while. It's been 2 years. Who working can't get an apartment after 2 years? Okay, he eats up all our food, doesn't clean up after. We have no children, so he has one side of the whole house basically to himself. Well, here's a correction. You do have children. You do have children. And it's him. The big-ass dude that stay in the house, that can drive and go to work, that's your child now. That ain't your brother-in-law. That's you all's child. He's got all of this stuff, paid utilities. He doesn't pay rent, any utility, doesn't buy food, cable, pass to the community gym and pool. You name it, he got it. I want him out. My husband says he feels better knowing that there's someone in the house with me. You know how many grown women can stay by themselves?
Yeah.
Do you know how many grown women can stay in their house by themselves? That's a ridiculous response. I feel better knowing somebody's there with you. Man, are you nuts? That's a great thing to say. You ain't there. You done moved out on the man. Now you done left your woman at the house because you got a job 3 hours away, and you done left this man in the house with your woman. Are you nuts? I got it's your brother, and you don't think nothing gonna happen. I'm not saying nothing will happen. I'm just saying she's sick of it. She can't come home, walk around her own house naked. And Lord know we all like to see them walk through the house naked. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
He felt guilty. He says his mother has called him and given him the guilt trip. Hell, let him stay with his mama then.
There you go.
If the mama got a guilt trip, somebody else open up the house and let Homer, the homeless, move in with them. But you've got to stop this. I got some responses for you when I come back. This is how to get someone to leave your house.
All right, part 2 of Steve's response is coming up. I think it's between cigars and golf holes, too. 23 after. He'll be back, and we'll be back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up in about 20 minutes, another episode of Bad Acting Theater, guys.
Very, very bad.
Yes. With the Chapmans. But come on, Steve, right now with part 2 of today's Strawberry Letter. Your response.
Back to this letter. Brother-in-law got to go. The brother-in-law do have to go. Period. You know, this is crazy right here. See, here's the I got helping your brother get on his feet. But see what people confuse it. Helping somebody and taking care of somebody is two different things. If you are a person who needs a nurse at your house every day, then you got somebody that's coming by taking care of you, flipping you, washing you, wiping you, spreading you, rolling you over, powdering you. That's taking care of somebody. That's too much. All I want to do is help you. I went to the store, bought the prescription, bought it, set it on nightstand, holler at you tomorrow. That's helping somebody.
Yeah.
Taking care of somebody is putting the pill in their mouth and making them chew it, you opening their jaw and making them munch on it. That's what that is. That's too much. Rule number 1. See, and the husband's got to require that his brother be a man. Stop cuddling this little boy. Be a man. Get up on your own. Why, I don't know why these dudes get their little brothers and these mothers require that you take care of this boy like he a boy the rest of his life. Rule number 1 in my house. No rent, no food, no cleaning, no stay. That's rule number 1. If you don't do these 3 things right here, then you can't stay the day I say you can't stay. Now, how do you get him out? Listen to me. This is some things you can do because your husband has moved to this apartment during the week. Here's what you do. Put combination locks on all the toilets. On the toilets, not the door, the toilet.
Yeah, the toilet.
And then act like you can't remember the combination. He got to go somewhere. You can't hold it. Number 2, chain a pit bull to the refrigerator. That cut back on eating. Now, once you can't go to the bathroom, you can't eat. You really have to find somewhere to stay. If that don't work, it's got to work. You can always ask your sister and all her kids to move back in his room. Make it real crowded in there.
Crazy. All right, Steve, we got to go. Thank you so very much. Email us or Instagram us your thoughts on today's Strawberry Letter at My Girl Shirley. Switching gears now. In a relationship slump, are you? A recent Pure Wow article offered these 4 things you should do with your partner every day. All right, listen up, guys and ladies. Share a meal.
Every day. Okay.
Every day.
Share the meal? Like eat out my plate?
These are things you should do with your partner every day. Share a meal. That's just sit down to dinner with each other. It doesn't have to mean eat off your plate.
Every day?
Yeah. Yes. You should do with your partner every day, okay?
Who rules?
This is according to Pure Wow. Okay.
Well, who is they?
Who is Pure
Who
Wow?
is he?
Why are you so angry? I just said share a meal every day. Well, is there a problem? No. Okay. Check in, phone call, text, something.
Every day.
Every darn day.
Didn't I tell you where I was going when I left?
I told you yesterday where I was going.
Where I was going to be today.
You need to remember stuff.
All right.
And Shirley, that was for you because when you first got married, I had to teach you.
Shirley wouldn't check in.
You wouldn't check in, Shirley?
Well,
I had to remind her.
I wasn't checking in. I was like, do what, Carla?
Check in with your man, girl. She like,
Check in. All right. What else you got on there?
All right, kiss.
Yeah.
I like it.
Every day.
A pet?
No, tongue kiss, a passionate kiss every day.
Kissing like we just met?
Yeah, it's your significant other, your wife, your girlfriend, your partner, whatever.
I've been single a long damn time.
What is wrong with kissing?
Go right ahead.
Tongue kissing every day?
Yes, what's wrong with that?
Who got that much saliva?
Junior, are you serious with
I'm
me
serious.
right now?
I mean, with birthday good.
That's once a year,
You
Junior.
got a raise. That's good.
Give me some sugar.
You know what I'm saying? But after that, we pecking. Got time
but you want to do other things every day, if you could, right?
Absolutely.
Be
But
intimate.
that don't require tongue kissing.
I ain't got time every day.
You don't have time to kiss every day?
Oh, me and my girl kiss every day.
Okay,
You ain't
here's
got
a
time
grown
for
man.
sex every day?
I be working.
Oh, you gotta let one of them damn jobs go.
No, that ain't the problem. My wife and I
Man,
on two
to
different
hell with one of them jobs,
I come
man.
home, my girl be asleep.
Oh,
And then I come home, man, I be looking crazy. And then
'Cause
I've
you
been
work-
talking all day,
Yeah.
so I don't want to talk when I come home because I've been talking all day. So she understands that. Now, what I can't do is try to start that without some damn talking. You know,
Right.
that gonna get
Foreplay
you
is
cussed out.
king.
You trying to mind your...
Oh, that gonna get you cussed out.
Yeah.
You can be asleep if you want to. I'm gonna walk around loud and naked. So I'm gonna get your attention.
I have sex every day, and I'm going to see if I can get somebody to join me.
You've been doing this by yourself.
I got this covered. You ain't got to put nobody out when it's just you.
Here's the last thing, and I'm so out of this, okay? Just laugh. Just laugh. Laugh every day.
Yeah, laugh
together.
every day.
Yeah, I got
Well,
it.
we
I go
do
with
that.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, but you guys aren't dating.
No, we're not, but we do laugh every day.
Yeah, we laugh
She
every
laugh
day.
at me when we get through having sex. I know you ain't finished. What? This what you woke me up for?
Okay, Jesus, we have to go. Okay, coming up, another episode of Bad Acting Theater. The Chapman. I hate you guys.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Welcome to this week's episode of Steve Harvey's Bad Acting Theater with your host and narrator, me, Shirley Strawberry, starring Steve Harvey and the cast of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You all know Steve Harvey, the most level-headed, never quick to anger with his employees, and always kind and encouraging to us. That's right. That's what's written here, and that's what I'm reading, doggone it.
Wow.
Did you like that, Steve? Huh, boss? Did you like that?
Just go on with the damn shit.
See, I told you. Well, it's time for the Chapmans. Now, if you missed last week's episode, that means you have a life. But here's what happened. Earl was in the hospital yelling for the nurse.
Nurse! Nurse! Hey, nurse!
J. Anthony Brown played the low-energy hospital nurse.
Hey, man, how you doing all that screaming, man?
Nurse!
Man, a lot of noise in here. There's sick people up in here. You ain't the only one in here sick. Now keep it down. This is a hospital.
Earl also complained about the hospital service.
Why do you put a man who was shot in the butt with a blow dart and a bow and arrow in the bed on his back?
And he complained about the fact that Frenchie tricked him.
Hand me that cell phone so I can call that good for nothing low down Frenchie. I'm out of 80 million and my son is still alive. Damn.
We caught up with KK just as she was slapping Junior.
You did a good job, but he's still alive. So just for that, I'm gonna have to slap you.
Junior complains.
You're gonna have to hold up on these slaps. Next time you wanna take a hit on someone, do it your damn self.
Right then, there's a knock on the door.
The sound man must be editing another show. Like I said, there was a knock on the door.
Junior answers. Let's look in on this week's episode. We like to call this episode
Nothing to see here, 'cause KK done left the building.
Let's pick up on this week's episode where Junior is talking to Officer Touchit.
Like I said last week, touch what?
That's my name, Officer Touchit, and I'd like to know where KK is.
You must not know much about radio. I really don't think you do, because when you hear this sound right here, that means someone's gone. You want to hear it again? Play the clip.
That's right, Touchit. She's gone. Now we pick up KK in the car on the run. And in the words of Snoop Dogg, she is rolling down the street, smoking Endo, sipping on gin and juice.
Shut up. Let me turn this damn radio off. I need to think. I can't let him get me. I ain't going back to jail. That's messed up. OJ's out and I'm running from the popo? Oh my God! How did the radio come back on?
I turned it back on. Yeah, that's right. You shouldn't do what you do to people if you don't want to go back to jail. That's right. It's me.
Who is that?
It's Beauregard. I know, but I wrote myself back in the script.
Ooh, this is scary. And just in time for Halloween. Let's see what's going on with Earl and his son Chester, played by Tommy, who also plays Frenchie, who is also George Wallace.
Hey, old man, how you doing?
Who the hell is that walking around? You know, they got me laying on my stomach. I can't see a dang thing. Walk around here so I can see your feet, and then I know who I'm talking to. I know them pigeon toes and that one bow leg anywhere. It's Chester. Damn it. I mean, I'm happy to see you, son.
I'm happy to see you, Dad. No smack.
You need
Okay,
a snack.
Dad. Keep
All right,
it.
we'll put it in later. Yeah. Need a
He's
snack.
method. He needs a smack.
We'll put
I'm
it
happy to see you, Dad.
Go ahead, Earl.
Maybe he says.
But did you just smack a man on the butt with a butt injury? Damn, you stupid. You got any idea who did this to me?
No, but I might have an idea.
Well, I need you to find out so I can put this behind me.
Don't worry about it, Dad. I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Please, because I'm bummed about the whole thing.
I won't quit till I find out who did this.
Well, I'm going to have a grin on my cheeks when you do, son.
Don't worry, I got some junk in my trunk that will take care of them punks, Dad.
That's right, son. I need you to crack this case.
Because the guy who did this were real buttholes.
That's right, son. I want them crying like they smelled an onion.
Don't worry about it, Dad. I'm perturbed about the whole thing. Hang in there.
Whoa! 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 Hold up! Okay, I didn't mean to be anal about this, but this episode really stinks. That, ladies and gentlemen, is The Chatman, starring Steve Harvey, star of Thunderdome, Family Feud, Little Big Shots, The Apollo, and the new daytime show Steve as Earl Chapman, and me, Shirley, Where's the Kitchen Strawberry, as your narrator. Carla, Do This, Do That, Farrell as KK. Nephew, I Saw Janet Jackson Tommy, who plays the part of Frenchie and Chester. Junior as Junior, written by J. Anthony Championship Team Brown. Our engineers are Cat Dog and Baby Joel, the twins. And this has been a Watch Out There Now production on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. All right, we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
It is time now for our health and wellness segment. Time to get in shape. Time to be healthy and be happy. So come on, Steve, introduce your trainer.
Obi Abadike out of Nigeria by way of
You sound like I just
California.
came off a boat.
Yeah.
That sound kind
Out of
of.
We all got
Nigeria.
off. Well, hell, we all got off one eventually. Somewhere down the line, a boat trip was all of us. Everybody over here, as a matter of fact.
Welcome back.
Anyway,
Thank you for having me. I always love.
give you an
always
update on
love.
my workout and everything, man. So this is my trainer, nutritionist.
Nutritionist.
Nutritionist. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Tell him that.
I
every
call
time
him a
he says it.
nutritionalist because there's always a list of stuff
That you
I
gotta
can
do.
eat and can't eat.
All right.
But don't you feel better though? I mean, come on. You feel
Oh man,
better.
I'm in like this is probably the best shape that I've been in a long time. I'm still not where I want to be.
Okay, I was just going to ask you,
But-
are you happy with the way you look naked?
Oh,
Does that make you check yourself?
Yeah, it does.
Naked makes you
Not-
go, oh, whoa.
not completely, but
Need a top at least.
from when I came off my vacation, it's a big difference in the way I look.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's
I
progress.
think one of the most important things people need to understand is not get focused on the number on the scale. Because the last 2.5 weeks, I'm going to be honest. He's been at the same weight, but he's dropped body fat, and he's also dropped inches in terms of his him fitting in his clothes, his waist.
Oh.
His clothes are definitely much more loose. His face definitely looks more.
But the scale won't show that.
The scale doesn't show. The scale doesn't show body fat loss or muscle gain. So we're lifting weights and doing cardio. If you feel his arms are harder, they're tighter. His endurance is. He's got more endurance. He's got more strength. So it doesn't. I just want people to not be discouraged by the number on the scale because it doesn't tell everything. It's
Why
not
is
telling the
that?
whole
Because
picture.
muscle weighs
Make
more.
that noise
Because
again,
muscle
Shirley.
weighs more than fat, without a doubt.
Oh.
And it doesn't show you how much muscle you've gained or how much body fat you've lost. You know what I mean? So, but we're very, very happy. I would honestly say he's probably lost at least 8 to 9% in body fat.
So you
without a
say
doubt.
he's doing weightlifting and cardio.
And he's doing cardio.
What exactly is he doing?
Okay, so right now I have Steve doing 2 days of weight training where we're weight training about 35 minutes, and he's doing about 20 minutes of cardio, and then the other 2 days
That's
he's
not
doing
true.
The other two. Yes, we are.
Why are you getting on the radio?
See, that's what you
line
have to
we
go
doing
with every
some
day,
little
right?
punk ass workout. That ain't what we doing.
You have
You
to go
in
with
here
this every
whooping
day.
my ass. We ain't in no 20 minutes of no damn lifting no damn weights.
He said
The
cardio.
man said cardio.
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 Hell,
Tell
in
it.
here.
Tell everybody what we doing,
Is
Steve.
he easy
Way
to work
too
with
damn
client?
much.
I didn't
You
ask
say
Steve.
what?
I asked you, Obi.
Way too damn much, if you ask me.
Steve, you have invited Obi on the show. Let Obi
Yeah,
speak.
let nobody speak.
Okay.
Let me speak, Steve, please.
Okay, so
All
he's
right,
doing
man,
what
go
now,
ahead.
So
Obi?
he's doing 2 days of weight training and 2 days of full cardio. So 1 hour, two days of full 1 hour cardio, and then 2 days of weight training, about 35 minutes high intensity.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the most important thing what we did was we made this change because this was during the second phase. Before he was doing weight training 4 days a week, and he was doing that maybe 30 minutes and then maybe doing about 25 minutes of cardio. So we've increased his cardio because we're trying to drop body fat.
Let me ask you something,
Oh,
Steve. Can I ask you a quick question?
He ain't telling me what.
Okay.
Why would he come on the
yeah,
show
he's
and
not-
just
the
lie,
question,
Steve?
the question
How
is,
would we used to do 4 sets. 4 sets. 3 different exercises per body part. Now we done broke it down to we do 3 body parts, 3 sets. How the hell that's 30 minutes? He ain't telling the truth.
You knock it out in 30 minutes, my man. We're efficient. We get through it really quickly.
Thank you, Obi.
Go ahead, Jay.
Be
What you
very,
want?
very
the,
efficient.
the question is, if you could go to sleep and wake up at your ideal weight or your waist size, what would it be?
LL Cool J.
That's how you want to be.
You want to wake up as
You're
LL
not
Cool
gonna
J?
You're not gonna
That's
get
why
it. I'm
he's
telling you right
angry.
now,
Yeah,
you're not gonna get
that's
it.
why you're mad. Okay.
LL Cool J.
Not gonna happen.
Not Obi?
No, Obi smaller than me. Yeah, he's cut. Now, if I could have his cuts with just a little bit more size to it.
I weigh about 210 pounds, 6'2",
You weigh
and about
210?
6% body fat.
Well,
yeah.
see, I'm sitting right next to Obi, and I think it's really not the workout itself. I think it's one of them shirts. If I could just get me one of them damn shirts,
Jay,
my whole
Jay.
no, Steve. I think if I get one of them
Jay,
shirts,
listen to me.
stop him, Mark. I
Do
need him to
not
get this shirt.
get one of them
I
shirts.
need him to
No,
be
let
in
him
that
get it.
shirt.
Now,
Let him
listen
get
to me. Listen.
who is that?
When
Who's
you
that
put-
shirt by, man?
Listen.
What, you want me to plug? You want me to plug the shirt brand?
Don't worry about it. I'll tell him.
Wow.
I got to get one
If
of
you,
them
put,
shirts, Steve.
if you put the shirt on, you would not be representing underarm.
So Obi, is Steve in there? You say he's working out, and we can see a difference
Steve,
for sure.
Steve looks phenomenal.
Is he
But
sweating a lot?
He's
Is he?
sweating a lot. The man's got phenomenal endurance. Man right now is doing flat dumbbell chest press for like 70 pounds. It's a lot of weight. He's doing wall sits right now for 50 pounds on each leg. He held it for a minute. That's 100 pounds. And he held it for 1 minute doing
What
wall
is-
sits.
what does that do?
Go to
Wall
my
sit-
Instagram page.
Wall sits works the butt, it works the legs, it works the hamstrings.
Right.
Go to my
I want-
Instagram page
Exactly.
right now.
Okay, you got
And
it
the
up there.
last post they made was me doing a below 90 degree.
He was
Because,
really
you know,
nice.
so many people hate, they don't even take into consideration that I'm 60.
Right.
Hey, man, you ain't low enough. Damn, how low you want me to go, dog?
So
Now that's the question. Do you give him a workout based on his age or based on his ability.
When I create a program, I create it based on his age, based on his physical capability, and also what he can and cannot do.
Okay.
You can't give the same program to everybody, right?
Okay,
but I also want to say this. When I started working with Steve, he told me I don't want you to treat me like I'm 60 years old. So the programs that we're doing is I know people half his age that can't do it.
I bet you Tommy can't do what I
with
do.
his lips.
This is what I'm talking about. Before you get my lip.
We gotta go. Hang on, Obi. Hang
we'll
on,
be
okay?
right back.
Yeah, we'll be back.
You still don't get your comment.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, on this show, we are committed, as you can hear, to being healthy, and we're committed to being happy, of course. And Steve, we're back with your trainer, Obi. Tommy had a question first, but you were talking about, Steve said that he didn't want you to train him like he was 60-year-old man.
Right. Without a doubt. I mean, any fitness trainer that gives a program, you can't give the same program to someone that's 25 to someone that's 60. So I need to find out, does he have bad knees? Does he have a bad lower back? What he can, what he can't do. And then I tailor it based on what he can do. I can't give you a program that maybe you can't do, but I can do. So I have to tailor to your physical capabilities.
Here's the deal. Like he said, I told him I don't want the 60-year-old workout because I'm not really 60 physically and I'm not 60 mentally. What would you say if you could put my workout into an age bracket? Where would you put it?
I would honestly say it's between 35 years and 40. I'd say.
All right,
that's great.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I had people at my gym saying, "I can't believe Steve Harvey's doing wall sit for 1 minute with 100 pounds."
Have you ever?
People were impressed by that because I know people that in their 20s that can't do that.
Have you ever had a client cuss you as much as this client right here?
Hell no. I can tell you that right now.
You know what? I'm getting used to profanity with Steve. You know what I mean? I've gotten used to it.
It was shocking at first.
And I actually feel that means he loves me.
Don't take it personally.
Because, man, he cursing me every 2 seconds.
Yeah, he really does.
So I know that means he loves me.
Yeah, he got love for you then.
And do you give him a nutrition plan and give him how many
Absolutely.
cheat days?
He's got a nutritional plan, obviously. Carbs, he has his healthy fats, and he has his proteins. If you add more fiber in your diet, that's going to help you lose weight. You know why? It's going to help you more full. It's going to make you more full. It's like a sponge. Fiber is like beans, fruits, vegetables, whole grains.
Oh, okay.
All right. So if you're consuming about maybe 40 grams of fiber, it's going to be, it's almost like an appetite suppressant. So that's what we're going to do in the last phase. And I think he's consuming about 1,900 calories per day. We're going to drop it down to about 1,700 to 1,750 with more fiber. So he's going to have fruits and vegetables with every meal. I think right now he's having fruits and vegetables with just maybe one meal.
And that's to drop a lot of body fat?
That's going to help drop a lot of body fat. But when you're reducing calories, typically you're going to be hungrier. So if we add more fiber, that's going to help. That's going to be make him. It's going to be more fuller.
And when he gets, you deprive him of food, he'll be a little cranky, won't you? You'll be a little cranky when you come to work. Yes, you will.
Yes, you will. Every little thing make him upset.
He's so mad. He only cusses everybody out then.
But what's interesting is that he's dropping body fat while having carbs with every meal. And what I wanted to tell you guys before is that carbs is your friend, it's not your enemy.
I dropped a lot of body fat. I stopped seeing George Wallace's mama. A lot. So I dropped a lot of body fat.
Tell us about the cheat day, Obi.
I would
As
say
we leave.
the cheat. I would say it's more of a cheat meal, not a cheat day. So I always say if you're going to have a cheat meal, don't make it more. The cheat meal should be no bigger than the palm of your hand, like a slice of pizza, a small hamburger. And it's more of a mental, psychological thing more than anything. Because you don't want to derail your whole week because you just had a full cheat day. So I like to say a cheat meal.
Whatever you're doing with him is working.
It's working.
It's definitely working.
He's a little crankier, but yeah, I mean, he's losing weight.
Yeah, he's cranky.
You guys can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, obobdk.com for any health and wellness tips. And we post a lot of exercise videos of Steve on my page and his page. And I love the fact that I have the opportunity to work with Steve and use his health and wellness to help a lot of people. So I really appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Thank you, Obi. We got to get out of here. We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we go. All right, Steve, here we go. Looking good. You are.
Y'all through?
No, yeah, nothing else to say.
Everybody threw.
Yeah, we were just.
No. I had to get quiet because I got to let the jokes roll. You know, everybody talking about they can dish it, but he can't take it. So I just go on let the jokes
But
go.
it's true, though. That part is true.
Everybody through Shirley, I don't need this from you right now.
Everybody,
Please.
let Steve talk, damn it. Let Steve talk. It's his show, damn it. Let him talk.
Go ahead.
Go
Speak.
ahead, Steve.
Say it.
What you mad about?
Mad. But that sound angry.
Oh, I know what's happening. Oh, I see what's happening.
What?
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm working out in the really ain't so nice.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Really, yeah, Shirley husband ain't in the gym. So
Oregano ain't working out, so now she mad.
Obviously that's the damn problem.
His name is Ernesto.
Well, whatever it is, he ain't working out, obviously. So
I got a compliment.
He looks
I got
very
some.
good.
I got a compliment for you, man. Your mustache is looking thinner, man.
Wow.
It's looking thinner. Bro.
Wow.
It's dropping. You dropping it, man. You dropping. When you drop mustache weight,
Hey
you
man,
doing something.
yesterday when I was doing the wall squats, I left a word out of the poem. You don't even understand how that feels. So I left a word out. It was in the one section, this word I left out. And then at the end, I posted it right. I typed it right. The poem is by Ernest Hemingway. But at the end, I said, yeah, that's from Rudyard Kipling. But Rudyard Kipling is actually If, the other poem that was drummed into me under some dire situations. But that's all it was. A couple dudes on there. You left a word out. Well, man, you put the damn 100 pounds on your legs and squat.
See what you can remember.
Yeah, and see if you see what else come out of you. Yeah, I missed a word in the poem, but let's see what come out of you though. So that was all. But the workout is going good, man. I got just a little discouraged, because the scale stopped moving on me. But then as I started taking my pictures, I could see the changes. I'm adding a little bit more muscle, and muscle weigh more than fat. So that's weight distribution. Lee Haney taught me about that. So other than that, man, I'm looking better. My clothes is fitting better. I got a ways to go, man, to get to where I want. But it's encouraging. I appreciate everybody on Instagram with all the encouragement. But it's amazing, though, man. I don't care what you do. Somebody hating.
Yeah.
Only
Like what?
60 seconds? Hey, man, hold up, dog. Wait a minute. It's all I got. I'm sorry. You do the wall, Scott. This is what y'all do. Go to my Instagram and look at the last post. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to recite Invictus, which I do when I understand. But one white dude on Instagram said, he's so ignorant. What do prayer have to do with that? I went, what? What? Why would you say that?
Yeah, what's that for?
That's not a prayer, it's a poem. You really need to read your Bible just a little bit more often. It's actually a poem.
Me.
That's all it was. And then the critic is like my last wall squats was, he ain't low enough. So I'm just showing people on there, man, I go below the 40, 90 degree. It's mental with me. So I feel good, man. I'm in great shape.
You're doing good.
You're doing awesome. Huh?
Yeah, I appreciate you, Junior, and Jay Anthony, for trying to be encouraging, and Carla. Thank you so much. So to Carla, Junior, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You and that damn Tommy. You and Tommy. Yeah, well, let's go to break then. Cool.
All right. We'll be back with just one more thing to close out the show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we go with just one more thing, Steve. This is dumb. All right, tell me if you guys agree. While we all wish we could tell whether someone was a cheater just by looking at them, that's not always the case. But believe it or not, a new study suggests you may be able to pick out a cheater by the sound of his or her voice. A study recently published. Yeah, this is interesting, huh?
What's the sound of a cheater's voice?
How do you know a cheater?
Have y'all noticed Uncle Steve ain't said nothing?
A study recently published in Evolutionary Psychology suggests that the sound of a person's voice could reveal whether there's someone who's been unfaithful.
Mm-hmm.
Participants were asked to listen to the voices of 10 men and 10 women, with half of each sex being people who have admitted to stepping out on a relationship at some point, and the other half having never cheated. All the voices were simply counting from 1 to 10, and all were shared in 2 different pitches to see if pitch had any
Anything
effect
to do with it.
A sound liner?
on being able to
I
identify
totally
cheaters.
believe that. Shirley, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you how you can tell if a man's cheating. Ask me, how did your day go today?
How did your day go to Jay? You're a cheater.
Yeah. Your
Junior-
pitch is high.
Junior, how'd your day go today?
Oh, my day went great.
His pitch is always
Yeah, it's
high.
always high. He's not a
It don't matter,
cheater.
Yeah, but how you ask me?
Steve, how'd your day go today?
You know, it was interesting.
I got a lot about the day.
He got a lot about today.
He's not a
How the
cheater.
how my day go today? Hell, it just got started.
All right, Tommy, how'd your day go today?
The hell you got to do with my day?
That's a cheater. That's got cheater written all
That's
over
cheater
it.
written all over.
Aggressive.
Oh, God. All right, so,
Wait.
huh? Go ahead.
Count to 10,
Yeah, that's
Shirley.
what I was just going to ask him to count to 10.
See, I wasn't in on that. You said you were asking me
Well, where were you?
how my day went. I went to the bathroom, Shirley, and you should know about that.
I do. You're definitely not a cheater. You got to go to the bathroom too much. All right, here we go.
Well, ask me the question,
All
and
right,
I can answer that.
Participants were asked to listen to the voices of 10 men and 10 women, with half of each sex being people who admitted to cheating, and then the other half having never cheated. All the voices were simply counting from 1 to 10, and all were shared in 2 different pitches to see if pitch had any effect in being able to identify cheaters. So there you go. So there were 10 people asked to count to 10.
Cheaters
I
can't
wouldn't have
count.
counted.
10
I
men,
wouldn't
10
have
women.
I wouldn't
Oh,
count.
okay.
Yeah, just don't count.
Just don't
All
count.
right, come on, Jay. Let's count 1 to 10.
1,
Go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does that cheating count?
Yeah.
Okay, do it in another pitch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're a cheater. You're a cheater.
That pitch was so high.
Come on. Okay, Junior. At your
That sounds
put
like
all
one.
the bass you can muster up into your voice.
All right now? Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
That's a cheater.
That's a cheater.
Come on, Steve.
Okay, this is a non-cheater.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
This is a cheater.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you looking at me for? 6, 7.
Yes.
What's wrong? I said 7, 8, 9. It's 9. I only got one more to go.
Why are we counting? Well, I got to
Yeah,
count.
what is this? 10. There it is 10. What?
You're a cheater.
I only know 9 people. What you talking about, girl?
All right, nephew. Come on. Your turn.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
that's
7, 8, 9, 10.
And he think he fine.
You keep it,
Williams.
Show me
keep
ugly
it
ass.
sexy.
I keep telling you.
All that extra.
You're going to let my numbers fall off.
Oh, my God.
Now you guys
Okay,
have to
so,
ask us
yeah.
to count.
All right, ladies,
Oh,
count. Yeah,
okay.
here we
Go ahead,
All
Carla.
right.
Come
All
on,
right, you
Carl.
ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's a
She
hidden
is
cheater.
faithful.
That's a hidden
She is
cheater.
faithful
Oh,
right there.
that's more consistent with I'm going to kick your ass.
Yeah, I hear that in that
That's a
voice.
fighting cheater.
That was
Yeah.
consistent. That's what I
That
got.
sounds like try me if you want
Yeah,
to,
that's
right?
what that sound like to me.
I'm going to count, but say something.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not a cheater.
Not
a cheater,
cheater.
Shirley.
No.
You know what, Shirley?
Very loyal.
She'll buy shoes and lie about it. That sounds like cheating.
I got some in my car right now, Jay. Oh, how am
that
I going to
sound
get
like
those
that.
in the house?
It did sound like that.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, so
cool.
about half and half on
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they found 5 dudes that said they never cheated. That was lying right there.
I'm surprised they
lied
found
about
5 that would
this.
count.
I don't know if I found 10 guys that would take the damn test.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But you know what? Don't you guys think that more and more women are cheating now?
And they're better at it.
Without
They're
a doubt.
better at it.
Oh,
Well, we always been
Yeah, they've been better.
because
Yeah,
we're
we keep it
smarter.
cool.
We're smarter.
They're smarter, right? Yeah.
Smart.
And they
And
they
men-
deal with pressure better.
And
Yes.
men change their behavior that you guys changed.
Yeah, the least little things. They're like, well, why you got on a new shirt? When you start wearing new shirts?
Oh, you have table manners on this stuff?
We get nervous. We start talking to people we've never spoken to before. Why are you over there talking to that guy over there? You ain't never met him. I just need somebody other than them two.
All right, Steve. Time to take us home.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much. Now, have yourself a great weekend, because I sure will. In the Bahamas!
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old, unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit steveharvey.com. You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.